Ooh, what's up, nerds? Back with another video. This weekend was literally just straight spamming, recording videos for April, but we did a little bit of some fun stuff in there. So, first things first, you already know, wake up in the morning. I've been honestly waking up later than I wanted to, but considering I'm going to be going out west and it's going to be 3 hours behind, I don't think it's the end of the world to wake up a little bit later, especially considering this is essentially 6 o'clock in the morning Western time. And so wake up, make the bed, brush the teeth, do all the flossing, do all the brushing, get all that taken care of. Then after that, we head over to the schedule, mark down what we did last week, pound my bottle of water because that's something that I've been trying to do better, at least video recording wise. And after we get Dyrone Baby's munchies, we spend our morning Dyrone Kissy Baby grateful time. I mean, how do you not spend, time with your loved ones and your family every day? I mean, it's definitely possible, right? You're out grinding, you're working, you're doing as much stuff as you can possibly get into the day. I just don't understand now, at least after spending so much time with my bunny rabbit and making sure to call my parents and call my friends and everything. It's just so tough for me to get out of that habit. I mean, even if it's only just texting, even if it's only just a quick phone call, I mean, it's such an important part of my day. Obviously, I need to feed him. Obviously, it's important to, give him sustenance so that he's a living animal. He needs food and stuff to survive. But, it's just spending the day with him. I mean, this morning, it's a haircut and brushy time. He's got a little knot in his hair, and getting the knot out, requires a little bit of, patience with him. I end up getting it out of his hair. It's real good. He hates that brush, but he loves his munchies. But, just the thought of, taking care of him, making sure he's all smooth and handsome and his coat's really nice, that's something that it's not like I'm going to be petting my friends. It's not like I'm going to be brushing my friend's hair and stuff like that, right? But thinking outside of yourself, thinking outside of your own, wants and needs, just something to think about, something to consider incorporating into your day. And like I say in most of my videos, if you don't have a pet, if you don't have an animal, if you don't have something to inspire you, something to give you a little something to live for outside of yourself, definitely something that you should consider. And after this, we're actually going to go into a ski vlog. So I put the timestamp. It's 13 minutes and 50 seconds. So if you want to skip ahead past the ski vlog, I don't blame you. But let's do a little bit of shredding. And the final addition to the Scooby-Doo wrap are some nice pieces of bacon. Then we take this whole thing, kind of just wrap it up like that. Oh, yes. Let's go, dude. I didn't really record anything else after this because all I did was edit stuff. So now it's Saturday time. Woo! And so Saturday is pretty much the same thing. Like I said in the beginning of this video for all this stuff, this whole weekend was just spamming content. I made sure to get some stuff around the house done. I made sure to get some lifting done, made sure to get, the main standard stuff done. However, the vast majority of this time was really just spent uploading, editing, preparing for April. So today was cleaning the house, getting all of that stuff done. While I was doing that, I was streaming and testing out headsets and seeing how that would work. Got to make sure, like I said, pound my water bottle in the morning, write down in the journal what I did as far as, workouts, what I did as far as, or what I am, I'm sorry, as far as weights. After that, you already know, got the plants. Alvin and the Plant Monks is my name of them, and my little homemade little, light, shelter thing for them. So give them all a bunch of water, make sure that these guys are all planted up out of their mind. After that, it's time to hit the bicycle. This day was a strong bicycle day. I think I did a 20-plus minute bike ride. You'll see afterwards, I mean, my shirt was a good color change difference. And it wasn't just a good bike day today. It was also a good workout afterwards. Just like, I've talked about in the past, the days that I'm not doing like gym stuff heavily in the gym are days that I like to combo a little bit of a workout downstairs, just a little bit of a primer workout. We're not doing like a crazy whole workout routine. Again, we're like recovering, but it's important for me on the days that I'm recovering just to get some blood flow. And traditionally, my recovery days aren't like full recovery. I also do some Zoom boxing on those days. So today we're just doing kind of a primer Zoom boxing little blood flow thing. Going to be doing some dead bugs, which are you hold the weight up. I'm trying to push my upper body against that top kettlebell near my head. And then after that, doing some bicep and tricep work. Again, literally just blood flow stuff. We're not getting a crazy intense muscle burn on. This is just to prepare myself because I know later in the day I'm going to be doing some boxing, which is primarily arm and primarily core. So just getting a nice little warm up for that, getting myself ready for, probably like 12 hours down the line, we're going to be hitting the boxing gym or, hitting the gym to do some boxing. So after that, turn on the stream. I don't have it filmed, but in and amongst these days is going to, or not in amongst these days, but in and amongst all of this stuff is going over to Dyrone and getting him his breakfast. I didn't include the Dyrone filmage of that. I think it's because I actually filmed it on my cell phone and I just forgot to port it over to my computer, and it's already too late. The whole vlog is already edited. I'm not gonna go back and do all of that. I mean, you guys already know the deal. It's literally just me, Dyrone, giving him a gajillion kisses, giving him a gajillion pets, making sure he's happy, making sure he's living a good life, a better life that I can live, making sure he's got a big old fatty butt that I love to kiss, give his fatty butts a bunch of kisses. And again, it's just, for me, it's the cleaning up of the house. It's having a clean workspace. I mean, yeah, you can definitely have an argument where it's like, oh, just don't let your house get dirty. Don't let your house, get, out of sorts. But for me, it's just easier to let things get out of sorts for maybe like a couple days. I mean, I think this was literally about 3 days of quote unquote mess. And then this is the third day. And so it's not like this was a huge, it's not like I hadn't cleaned my house in a month. I hadn't cleaned my house in a couple days, and this was all stuff that was very easy to clean up, very easy to organize. And then, I got the headset on, I've got the stream going, I've got this camera recording, but then I've also got the other camera or my other phone that's IP cameraed into my computer with a software called Video Ninja. So I'm talking into the headset, we're streaming, we're getting that stuff done, and then this camera is recording. We're getting ready for the next part of the video, which is going to be some meal prep stuff later in the evening. So, you can see me running around and getting some food. And as you can see, the headset mic is out. Now we're done. We're transferring back over. We've been streaming out of this computer the whole time. So get ourselves ready. And the first thing, because it's lunchtime, just finished up all the cleaning, finished up making some food. I ended up making some chicken barley soup and some chicken thighs that I had from the night before. So we had those chicken pieces, comboed that with some soup, a bunch of nice veggies, and just a good overall combo nutrition breakfast. And then after that, we've got a little something that came in the mail. So we're going to do a little box opening. All right. You already know what came in the mail. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, mama. Oh. Oh. Sheesh. Let's go. Oh my God. Sheesh. Not bad. Honestly, a pretty good fit. All right, so once we're done with the little package opening and the helmet, we do another like 3.5 hour stream, something like that. The VODs for all this stuff is, on the quote unquote live section, whether it's YouTube or Rumble that you're watching on. If you go over to the live recording, you can see what date, so this was March 30th. So you just go over to the March 30th VODs. And after that, we head over to the gym and do some Zoom boxing because, again, this is what we prepared for earlier in the morning with the blood flow workout. We're actually doing some pretty heavy hits. It doesn't look as crazy because we're sped up right now, but as you could tell by the bag swinging and by the location of some of the punches, I'm really getting a full extension and I am really hitting towards the top of the bags, throwing a little bit medium in there as well. But this is because I'm getting a full extension. I'm making flush contact with the bag, and I am really, if you see where my elbows are coming back to, my elbows are coming from in the pocket all the way out, and I'm rotating my core, and I am bracing my core, and I am throwing some pretty hard punches on this bag, and I'm just working on timing, walking around the bag. It was a pretty fun session. And after that, we're done. We're heading home to do a little bit of meal prepping because I was given a pretty ridiculous amount of food. And so I thought, what better time to work on meal prepping than when I've got just all of this delicious protein? All right. What's up, nerds? Food time. So I was gifted this Stouffer's lasagna that is a little fucking thick, if you can't fucking tell. And so it says it's got on it twice the meat, as required by lasagna standards, because big lasagna out there making sure that I don't get a bargain, obviously. But despite having the 2 times meat, we are still going to add. We're gonna make more meat sauce, and then we're gonna store that away, and then probably add that to the lasagna, because ain't no shot. This is gonna take me a fucking week to eat through all this lasagna, even eating it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which is what I'm gonna have to do, because I'm gonna be going on vacation and I can't leave lasagna in the fridge like this. So we're meal prepping lasagna. Great. But we're gonna add on to that some meat. So let's start cooking up our meat sauce. All right. So first things first, we're gonna get our garlic prepared, and I'm gonna do the garlic the proper time, because we did garlic last time and I did it off camera. So this time we're going to make sure that we do it on camera. Dropped one of my cloves. Okay, so first things first, to get all of the stuff off, we're just kind of going to push it and squeeze it back and forth, and that just gets all the skin off, which is actually pretty easy. You kind of just like squeeze it and move it around and kind of twist it. And there you go. Look at that. Comes right off. Okay, perfect. So now we put all this. So the important thing that I didn't do last time was to put down some plastic wrap first. Then we take the second plastic wrap and literally just there we go. And there we go. Then we separate. There we go. Easy peasy. All right, so now that we've got all of our ingredients prepped, I get out a bunch of onions from my 4-blend onion bag. I've got a bunch of butter and then the garlic. I thought about using olive oil. Last time I did with some extra virgin olive oil. This time I ended up just using butter. And I've got some 90-10 lean meat, because last time I could only get my hands on 85-15. Well, this time I got 90-10. And I'm just literally pouring everything into the pan, making sure all of my meat is chopped up, throwing in my butter, and we're just going to brown up all of this meat. I'm cooking on a medium flame, and I'm going through and making sure to break up all of this meat just so it's easier to flip, just so it's easier for it all to cook and brown evenly. This is a super ultra simple recipe. It's literally just use a can of tomatoes, some tomato paste. If you have some fresh live tomatoes, well, not live, they're not alive, but fresh tomatoes from the store, those are great. And I'm literally just doing the same thing. This time we're actually adding some seasoning to it. So I added some taco meat seasoning and some ground cumin. I also have adobo. You can add adobo if you want. I think I added a little bit of salt, but I just like very simple. I mean, I'm a big fan of the taco meat seasoning. It's just so simple. After that, we throw in some of the tomato paste. I give it about 4 different sections, work that into the meat. After that, take the tomato sauce, throw that in, take some distilled water, throw that in the tomato can, and then dump that all in. And then after that, salt and pepper it up to taste a little bit, and just throw it on a low. And then literally, I mean, that's it. So simple. After that, I pack it into, ended up filling up 7 containers. So I put the meat sauce into the containers first. And then after that, I cut up the lasagna and put the lasagna on top of the meat sauce in the containers. Because again, this has the, double the amount of meat, quote unquote, according to the packaging. However, you already know us. We're trying to get beefy. We're trying to get strong, all about the protein, making sure you hit those protein goals. And so all I'm doing is literally taking each one of my little containers and walking back and forth and filling those all up. There's plenty of cheese and plenty of carbs in there from all of the, well, cheese and noodles and the lasagna. So I'm just making sure I hit those protein goals, add that on top. And I believe I add a little bit of feta cheese afterwards, after I'm done, because, we made a crap load of meat sauce. You saw we filled up that entire pan. So literally, once we're done, just take the meat sauce. And then after that, we're meal prepped. We're done. I really don't like eating this late. It really took forever to cook all this. I mean, I don't think I was having dinner until something around 9 o'clock, which is definitely not the time I want to be eating something so heavy like lasagna. So I tried to stay up until around 11 o'clock just so that gave my food some more time to digest. Did a little bit of stretching and a little bit of walking around just to, again, try to give it some time to digest. I had to take out laundry this day, so it was nice to, do a little bit of walking around, a little bit of cleaning up, doing that. And then you could see again, look at my Tyrone baby, my fatty baby, spending his time with me. He's like, "Oh, is it dinner time? Dinner time on the bed? Okay, I like dinner time." So me and him just spending the night together and just eating and watching YouTube videos and, overall pretty good day. And after that, it's Sunday, 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 which is again, this whole weekend. The name of the game for this weekend was just recording content and getting everything ready for April, working on the websites, working on getting things organized, and really, this upcoming next month is going to be a big month as far as creating content, a big month as far as trying to achieve my goals. So that's what this weekend was. It was literally, this vlog is a little bit boring, quote unquote, because it's just me literally just doing the same thing every day, just waking up, grinding, getting changed, do some biking, doing some exercise, and then go to the computer and stream and edit and record. And oh yeah, so I was outside getting the sun, do my morning sun stretching and everything. And oh, now that winter's over, oh, there's all the kitty babies. Oh, all the cats around the neighborhood. What's up, kitty? So this morning is a little bit extra because we don't just have to do all of the morning brushing, flossing, tongue health, mouth maintenance care stuff. In addition to all that, we've got to make sure we look fresh and clean for the stream because the beard was getting a little bit long, or at least long enough that you could see it in the videos. So basically for beard maintenance care, I use the Norelco One Blade, which is a pretty crazy shaver, and I've got 2 Manscaped shavers, one for the balls and one for the beard. After that, it's important to lotion up, can't forget lotioning, and then we're good. We're all set and ready to go. Throw on the green screen shirt because the Luke Groundwalker character for stream is an alien, so he's got his little his little Rayman arms, I guess is the best way to see it. You can only see his hands and can't see his chest. Who's my bun? Who's my bun? Who's my bun? Who's my bun? Where's my bun? Where's my bun? Oh, there's my bun. So you already know, gotta spend the morning with the Tyrone bun. Give me the energy and the support that I need to continue the day, to continue everything. I mean, he's always sitting around. Even right now, he's over here on the floor with me in the office, hanging out and just flopping out, and who knows what the hell he thinks, who knows what the hell's going on in his head. But I like to think in mine that he enjoys being just around in my presence and just knows that he's safe and knows that he's loved and just enjoys, spending the time, whatever. He might think he's trapped, he might think that, I'm a big, scary animal. Who knows what the hell's going on? I mean, these rabbits, they don't really have, the consciousness compared to dogs and compared to cats. But he's here chilling. He's here in the office. He sleeps at the front, at bed. He comes in and, like you saw earlier in the vlog, he comes in for dinner time and he knows it's time for bed. I eat with him. He eats with me. And so just enjoy the slow mornings, be present with my Dyrone, enjoy, the pets that I can. I've obviously been doing all the recording. I'm going to be traveling away. That's, going to be away from him for a while. That's part of the reason why, having all this scheduled content. So I know that's coming up and, it's just in general, like, you've seen in the videos, this is something that's constant in my life. Every day I might not have it recorded every day. Like, I think, obviously, again, earlier in the vlog, I missed the recording just because I missed bringing it over from my other phone over, but I still got it, and it's just, hey, one of the pillars of my life that, everything's, up in the air. Things might change. Tyrone's obviously not going to be around forever. But I know that my love and the feelings I have for him and all of this time spent together, as long as I live, I'll never forget the time I've spent with him. And that's part of why I do it because, it's just, I like that. If you don't like it, you think it's worthless, that's fine. I think that you should experience or make memories with something. So once we're done with Tyrone time, like I said, time to head over the stream. There we go. We got the full outfit going. We got the Hawaiian shirt. We got the gear. And now, before it's time to stream, you already know. Well, I mean, we are streaming at this point, but before we start recording content, you already know what time it is and what we have to do before we can start getting stream, before we can start making content. So it's Wordle time. And I like to record, just the Wordle, the experience, the time going through, because some days you just fucking got it. And people are like, oh, he's cheating. Oh, there's no way. Oh, well, this is how it goes. This is the way I roll, baby. Quota. All right, I'm going with it. Quota. Oh! I'm back, baby! Ah, that is Wordle! We are back, baby! We are so back! We are so back! We are so back! Oh my God! I am all that is Wordle! Ah, let's go! After the first stream of the day and after ending on a juicy Wordle, we went over to the gym, get a nice recovery in, get a nice sauna, hot tub session. I put my schedule for what I do when I get there in the screen or on the screen, as you can see. And after that, it's time to get some munchies. Okay, I was just kidding. We are going to make a Scooby-Doo wrap today. So, first off, we're going to use a Lavish Bread wrap. It's got 8 grams of carbs and 6 grams of protein, and it's a half bread, so it's actually 16 grams of carbs and 12 grams of protein, 120 calories. So that's actually pretty good as far as macros go. That's actually pretty freaking good. So first things first, before we do anything else, the correct order is to put your dressing on first and then your lettuce. So first things first, we're going to put our Kewpie mayo and we're going to line the wrap with mayo, which is why I like Kewpie, because you don't use a whole lot out of the bottle. And for today, because I am pretty much out of mayo, we're going to go double on our mustard because I'm running basically, I've got basically no Dijon left and I've got basically no brown mustard left. So we're going to use both of them, the last bit of both of them, to combine for one full sandwich. Or maybe actually, as I'm talking about that, I might have enough for one sandwich. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. So we're going to spread that out with our spoon. No knives because we don't want to rip the wrap. And importantly, after we're done with that, that is when we're going to put our lettuce on. But first, before we do the lettuce, we're going to chop it just so that it's got an even distribution on the wrap. Okay, so now that we've chopped up our lettuce, it allows us to just get a better distribution, just so it's not piled super high on the wrap. It kind of sits a little bit lower. So now that we've got our lettuce, I personally like doing the cheese afterwards because it kind of, again, just keeps stuff down on the ground. Perfect. And now, after that, we're going to take our turkey. We're going to do a combo. And we're going to put this on first. And then after we do our turkey, we're going to do our roast beef. And the important part is to fill up the entire wrap with roast beef. Perfect. All right. And now I'm going to finish with just one strip. Perfect. Boom. And now we're going to take this. Perfect. Take that, wrap that up. And then take our knife and right down the middle. So something I didn't include is salt and pepper. That's okay. Boom. Look at that sexy. And then after I finished up with some munchies, I went to record some more videos, and that's pretty much all we did for this weekend. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy a little preview of one of the videos I recorded. It's not going to be uploaded until April sometime, but yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, we got that. We got that. All right, let's get ready to hit the send it. Oh, what's up, nerds? Back with another video, another writing articles with chat. And this time we're going to be doing a little bit more of an in-depth look and a little bit more of a detailed examination of the article we've written, which, as you can tell by the description above or the thumbnail, or if you skipped ahead or anything, Astrology girls are dumb. Because while I don't, have anything against the psychology behind astrology, I mean, it's essentially like religion for dumb girls, right? Or religion, for girls that think that they're too good for religion, or, hey, everybody needs something. There's no problem with not being able to understand or handle the fleetingness of life. I mean, when you think about it, it's kind of fucking terrifying. So if you need something to help you get through the day, something to help you, handle life and not just freak the fuck out all the time and want to just throw everything into pure anarchy, that's cool. I'm not complaining about that. What I have a problem with is when you try and sit here and pretend like this dumb bullshit is actual science. I mean, get that shit out of my face, because I don't care how hot you are. You will not get me to admit that the reason someone's an asshole is because their rising moon sign is conflicting with their elemental birth and they haven't aligned their chakras with the vibrations of the universe, and therefore that's why I'm an asshole or some bullshit. Like, no, 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 no. we're not gonna play that game. The psychology of it, sure, okay, no problem. The actual science of astrology, we're going to go over why that is bullshit. And you, as a guy, should not be sucking up to astrology girls because you want to get some of that fucking fire hippie pussy. I don't know, but that's the moral of the story for this video. That's why I made this, because girls on dating apps, if you don't agree with all their astrology bullshit, they're gonna fucking not give you pussy. I don't care. I don't want your pussy. I don't care. I'm just trying to have a conversation about facts and logic and science. And if maybe, there are benefits to astrology, here's the benefits and how I can agree with them and how I can, go with that. Like, hey, I'm not trying to take a shit on it as far as, again, people need stuff to help them get through the day. And if astrology is what helps you get through the day, no problem. But don't come at me and try to pretend like it's an actual science. At least that's skipping ahead a little bit. That was kind of like my opinion, right? But I didn't have the facts behind it. So that's why this video or article, this writing articles with chat, was basically going through and trying to get as much information and trying to figure out how logical my argument was, or if it was just filled with, logical fallacies or whatever, stuff like that. So, without further ado, let's get into the human consciousness and the cosmos. All right. Email that. Talk to mom about that. Call hotel about that. Ski gear stuff for that. Yup. Record those 2 videos. Got the 3rd article about fascism. The daily vlog whirlwind video. Then we're going to head to the gym early. Then we're going to see if I can remember what I wanted from Walmart, which might have just been the glasses stuff. And then we've got the carry-on bag. We did all that stuff. We made the lasagna. So we've got the travel checklist stuff. So, all right. Yep. 2 hours and 58 minutes, just shy of 3 hours, but a good 3 hours in the front half, or on the back half of the day. We did 3.5 hours in the first half, so 6.5 hours of solid grinding. Thanks for stopping in, Phil. Thanks for the people that randomly stopped through. Shout out to the boys. Smoke grass, eat ass, be excellent to each other. And as always, I will see you in the next stream/video. Deuces.